Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Toon review on this fine Wednesday evening. Welcome in, everybody. Slight change of hosting tonight. Paul is I don't know, busy. I think I'm not sure. So it will be myself, Stato, and Billy taking everybody through tonight's show. We've got loads and loads to talk about. We've got fixtures, we've got centre halves, we've got transfers, we've got general news. There's some good stuff to talk about. So. And I haven't had a chance to chat about it yet. So I know you guys did a sneaky show this morning on the fixtures, so we will talk about everything. But before we get into that, let me just say, if you are new and you've not seen this show before, make sure you've hit the subscribe button so you can come and see more shows like this. Make sure you all hit the like button before we get this rolling so we can bump the likes up. Helps the channel. You can become a member if you want to. Underneath Billy, there's a few little buttons down there to donate or become a member of the channel, whatever you want to do to support us. You don't have to, but it would be very much appreciated. Members also do go into things like giveaways. We give away shirts, books, mugs, stuff. People kindly donate things as well to give away. So make sure you check that out if you want to. Also, Mamaroo Records, the channel sponsor. Top left, top right, fantastic shop in Whitley Bay. Also, the online store. There is a link in the description. Make sure you go check them out. And I think that's everything I need to do. Hi, Billy.
Hello, Stato. Good evening to all the Toon Review Massive and Magpie Massive out there in Viewerland.
Indeed. So I think we've got already something for me to address down here. We have Chiel H, one gifted membership, one membership for the Toon Review. Thank you very much. I don't know who's got that membership. It doesn't tell us on YouTube. I don't know why it doesn't. But that's very kind of you for gifting a membership to somebody in the community. So if that was you and you're in the chat, obviously just reach out and say thank you to Chill. That's very, very kind of you indeed. We've got a load of people in already. There's nearly 800 people in, and we've literally just started. So yeah, apologies on being a few minutes late, but you know what we're like. We arrive precisely when we want to. So Billy, shall we have a little chat about fixtures? Because I haven't had a chance to have a crack at this yet. What was your initial kind of feelings on it this morning? Just on specifically NUFC fixtures. How are we feeling? What's the vibe?
I think it's a really tough start. I wanted to get a nice, easy first fixture. Generally, the home fixture is what we've been having, but because Sunderland are also in the same league now, and they're at home first weekend of the season because they can't play the second weekend at home, then we were away to Aston Villa, which is not an easy game. Aston Villa will be kind of jealous of our success last season, want to be in the same situation as we're in, and I think they'll be up for that. Then we have Liverpool, our first home game. That'll be a fantastic atmosphere, but it'll be a very difficult game. And then away to Leeds, who, very, very vociferous, hostile crowd to go to. So the first three games of the season aren't easy, but you've got to play everyone at some point. So, we can't really argue about when we play them, but December looks a nice month for us. Really does.
Yeah, I've not been through it with a fine-tooth comb yet. I haven't had a chance to, but I will, and we can do a little bit of that together. So I agree. I don't care about Sunderland, and that having a bearing on us playing home or away is criminal. It's a different city. It's ridiculous. I appreciate that there are constraints with regards to policing and safety, but that's not our problem, really. So it should just be a toss of the coin. And it's a little bit frustrating that we don't have the chance necessarily to play at home on the opening weekend. And Villa Park is a tough place to go with how Villa have been in the last few seasons. They're a strong team. We tend to beat them quite well, despite them being a really good team. We've had the better of the results in recent seasons, much to their frustration. But that doesn't mean a win is a given. They're a super difficult team, and we're going to have to turn up, certainly. Liverpool at St James's Park, very annoying. We do tend to grow into seasons and parts of it. So it's annoying that we've got to get that kind of done. Although, Billy, could be a blessing in disguise because there's quite a lot of squad turnover for them. It's going to be quite different. You never know. Could favour us. We might get a cheeky little win there. Be quite good before they've settled. The squad's going to be a little bit different.
Could be the perfect time to play them. The first away game in the Premier League. Like you say, gelling and getting together as a newly formed squad, really. A transition squad, despite win the league last season, but they've improved it massively. But as you say, maybe better off playing on early doors.
Well, Florian Wirtz has never played at St James's Park. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure he hasn't. So this should be interesting. And then Leeds going to is it still Ellen Road? I'm assuming it is still Ellen Road.
Yeah.
I've been told otherwise. So Ellen Road away on Saturday the 30th of August is not maybe not the first promoted team I would have wanted to play, especially away. But I guess it's okay. It's not a terrible opening three fixture. So Villa away, Liverpool at home, and Leeds away. And then it goes on. It is a bit strange from there. We do get Wolves at home in September, Bournemouth away. So those again are two winnable fixtures. Bournemouth, I feel like is a much more realistic winnable fixture now because they've been gutted completely. So they're not quite what they were last season. It depends on recruitment. But then, Billy, the end of September is Arsenal at St James's Park, which is always a bit of a banter game. So
it is, but we seem to have the evil eye on them, don't we? At home, certainly. And again, we've got to play them at some point. Our first game is on TNT, by the way, live on. I think it's Saturday lunchtime, just for a change. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal at home. I mean, their first game's Man United away. They're not very happy with the fixtures at all.
Yeah, I've seen some. Like I tried to look at some social media to have a look at fixtures and general feelings, and it was just clogged up with Arsenal tears. They're always hard done by. Apparently, it's getting a bit silly now. They just need to shut up and crack on with it. If they really open their eyes, there are some clubs. Not necessarily us. We've had a good time in recent years, but there are a lot of clubs who really get the wrong end of it. So they just need to calm themselves.
You think about Wolves and the VAR decisions that went against them for like 2 or 3 seasons on the trot.
Yeah. We had teams go down because of like goal line technology issues and stuff. Like Arsenal really need to chill. October, Forest at St James's Park near my birthday. So I shall hopefully be going to that game. We've got Brighton Hove Albion away and then Fulham at home. So it's a pretty tidy October, but I can imagine by this point it's going to be Champions League games sandwiched in between these fixtures along with international breaks. So although it seems quite nice, it's not. We need to fit Carabao Cup fixtures in here, Champions League fixtures and international breaks. So it's going to get sweaty very quickly.
Brighton away from home is not the kind of game you want after a long haul trip somewhere, is it? Let's be honest.
No, certainly not. Well, that is, Saturday. So 3 Saturdays in October. November, we've got 4 fixtures penciled in for that. It is West Ham. Well, it's away at West Ham on Saturday. Again, it's all Saturdays as well. Are they just provisionally putting everything on Saturday?
Yeah. Because the TV hasn't picked the games that far into the season yet. And then again, we've got the European games as well. So.
Yeah, FA Cup games don't start that early, Mike. We should be fine. But
January the first weekend in January, the FA Cup.
Yeah, I was going to say if we're entering the FA Cup that early, then we're not in the Premier League. We've got Brentford. So West Ham away, Brentford away. So that's 2 back-to-back away trips down to London, followed by Man City at home on the 22nd of November, and then Everton away as well. So that's an awkward month.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Terribly difficult fixtures in part, but 3 away and City at home is not great. November's a pretty sticky month.
Again,
you said you liked December.
Champions League pushed in there as well.
Well, yeah. You said December was better. Let's have a look, shall we?
I do like December.
Right. So December, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures. 6 fixtures in December, presumably with some other bits and bobs thrown in there as well. So that could get really hairy with maybe 8 or 9 fixtures total, depending on cup competitions. So Wednesday, the 3rd of December, we've got Spurs at St James's Park. And then on the 6th, which is the Saturday, Burnley at home. So 2 home games back-to-back against Spurs and Burnley. And then we have to go away to the Great Unwashed across the border. I guess it's like crossing into Mordor. So you're going to have to weather the storm. The away fans who have season tickets and go to away games, you're going to have to go to the stadium of that place. Yeah. So fingers crossed we absolutely kick the living daylights out of them in the first derby back in the Premier League. It's a necessity that we field a very strong team in that game. And then 20th of December, we're at home to Chelsea, away to Man United. again, why do we always get Man United like around Boxing Day? Seems to be a thing, doesn't it? Is it just me that's making that up, or is it?
No, it did. We spoke about that earlier. Yeah, generally they do. Well, they hold no fear for us now. Good grief, to just a run-of-the-mill bread and butter Premier League fixture.
Well, yeah, it's just a game against 15th place away from home. Should be an open and shut case, really, shouldn't it? And then we play Burnley again in the same month. Both of our Burnley fixtures are in December, which is
and conversely, Sunderland have Man City twice in December.
Oh dear. January is equally as sweaty, to be fair. We kick off 2026 with Palace at home and then Leeds at home. So I think that's quite a nice start to January, to be fair, especially with the window open. I'd be very curious. I know we're looking miles into the future, but I'd be really interested to see where we're going to be in January in terms of what we do in the window, because this is meant to be such a big summer. So are we going to use January as well? Probably not.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the situation we're in, I guess.
Wolves away at that funny Molyneux Stadium, the lovely Molyneux. Villa at home. Is that it? Yeah, Villa at home and then Liverpool away on the final day of January on the 31st, which is final day of January at Anfield is not fun. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of January. The start of it's not too bad. And I've got to lean over to see the next month. February, Brentford at home, Spurs away, Man City away, Everton at St. James's Park. We're going to have a good month to get that, because I don't know if you all agree with me, but we can't surely be... Spurs can't be as bad as they were last season again, you would imagine.
No, I don't think so.
So it's a tough February. Hang on a minute. I can't see where I'm scrolling.
I think it's good that we're playing Spurs later in the season, though, because I mean, they're surely not going to play that stupid high line, Angie's high line defensively.
No.
They're going to be a different kettle of fish altogether, aren't they? So, be able to watch them a bit and see how they play.
I'd agree. I think that's a good shout. I think playing Spurs later is better, because we don't know what Thomas Frank's going to do. So Spurs could be good next season, possibly. But we said that last year and we were all wrong. So who knows? March, we have Manchester United at home. So again, should be a nice 3 points there. Chelsea away. And then again, the great unwashed visit Newcastle for the second derby of the season, 21st of March. Unless that changes for the cameras, which it very well might do. So fingers crossed again. We stuff them for an aggregate of about...
Could well be Carabao Cup final weekend now as well, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, so fingers crossed. I mean, technically, we are defending cup champions. So we've got to defend our cup. And so that might get moved if we all get all the way to the final again, which hopefully we do. April, we have Palace away, Bournemouth at home, Arsenal away. 3 games dotted in for April. Not sure why. Why is there only 3 in April? It seems a bit thin.
Maybe the international breaks.
Possibly. But then we've got 6 in December.
Yeah.
Craziness. But Palace, Bournemouth, Arsenal, it's a fair month. Depends what other games we've got going on around that time. Possibly involved in FA Cup stuff. Depends how far we go in the
Champions League quarterfinals.
Well, yeah. I mean, fingers crossed. If we keep going, then we could still be in the competition. And then May, of course, the final month for the Premier League. We have Brighton and Hove Albion at home, Forest away, West Ham at home, and then we finish the season with Fulham away at the Craven Cottage. I don't think it's too bad, Billy, to be fair.
We all seem to be away at Fulham, don't we? Last game of the season.
I do remember under Rafa we were away at Fulham on that final game, weren't we?
And Joe Willock scored in, Steve Bruce in charge then. So all the fans go on the boat, don't they, down the Thames and make a right day of it.
Yeah, I mean, summertime away at Craven Cottage seems to be pretty good because you get all the Geordies on the boats and it's pretty funny. So, but I'm not too fussed about that fixture list, to be honest.
When do we go to the Hill Dickinson?
Oh, I probably called it Goodison Park, to be fair, which it's not anymore. We got them at home in Feb. Is it December? No, it's not December. It is November. So Saturday the 29th of November, we are away at the funny new Everton Stadium. It could be interesting.
Mm.
But all eyes do turn to the 16th of August, which is our game away to Aston Villa. So finally, we have our fixture list. I don't know about you, Billy, but I'm a little bit more interested in the Champions League draw this time round, because we already know the other 19 teams that we have to play in the Premier League, and it's just a randomised fixture list.
Yep.
A little bit more boring. Whereas Champions League, this is a proper roll of the dice. We get to see who we can play, which could be really interesting, especially because we've got quite a low coefficient. We could draw some really cool games.
Absolutely, and there's more games, of course. This time it's a different method of doing the Champions League. It's not a league table now. It is, but it's kind of you all in together. And you got to pick the top.
It's a one league table, yeah.
24 or something, or was it the top 16 or whatever it is? So you need three
or
four.
We'll probably do a full show on the new Champions League format.
Absolutely, we'll do the draw.
We didn't have as much of a dig last year because we weren't in it. So,
but we'll do the draw obviously live, as we did a couple of years ago when we all predicted.
Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. If anybody wants a good laugh, there should be. You can scroll back in the live videos to when the Champions League fixtures got announced when we were in it, and me and Billy did a live show on that. And as they were pulling the fixtures out, we were like, "That's our group. 100%. We're in the group of death," and it just came true immediately. It was not the one. Anyway, we've got a couple of comments to read through. So we've got a £1 super chat from Darren Whitfield. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. No comment, but thank you for the donation. Peter Merrifield, thank you for your £5 super chat. Evening, Billy and Stato. Playing Arsenal at home on my birthday. 3 points would be a great birthday present. I completely agree, Peter. So everybody needs to tell us all of your birthdays and if they're on a fixture day, because we want 3 points every single time. So
not for me. July 15th.
When was it? Arsenal at home. When do we play them at home? We play them at home September 27th. Hopefully that doesn't get moved, Peter, but it's still your birthday weekend no matter what. So we'll get the 3 points. Don't you worry. Right. Shall we talk about some other news, Billy?
Yeah, let's see what else is kicking about.
Have you watched, and don't worry if you haven't, have you watched the Leo Shahar little YouTube video that got put out?
I've seen it, but I haven't watched it. If that makes any sense, I know it's there, but I've not actually watched it. No.
Oh, you know it exists, but
I know it exists. He speaks about Tonali, doesn't he, and things like that.
I absolutely loved it. You know, it's brilliant. This is everything I was crying out for about 5 years ago when the club was a shambles. Just to maybe communicate with the fans and you know, because to a normal person, footballers are on another planet. So to just have a nice down-to-earth interview with a young lad who's kind of going through his daily stuff with the football club, it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. So I don't know if anybody in the chat watched it, but Billy, I definitely recommend you go watch it when you can, preferably after the show, guys, if you're going to have a sneaky little watch of it. But it was brilliant. He just goes through his day-to-day match analysis when they do the pre-stuff in the gym. They showed, so they name a couple of the rooms, the meeting rooms after academy graduates. So they have a Lewis Miley room and an Elliot Anderson room. And apparently you get a room named after you if you go and progress into the senior team properly. So he's targeting that to be his next thing. It was a very good video, to be fair. And they did some highlights of the Premier League 2 game. They played against Reading, beat them 7-1. He scored a cracking goal from a little corner routine. Beautiful goal, right-footed bend in the far corner. It was great. It was really good. He was talking about the senior team and practicing with them and how Tonali is just a beast in training. Apparently, he specifically said that training with them is very different. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's refreshing. It's very down to earth, and it's great to see some relatability with the club and seeing what they do day to day. So definitely go check that out. It's really, really good content. In terms of news today, it's a bit quiet. It is a bit quiet on today's news. Will Osula has just played against Finland U21s. He did rather well. I think he got an assist, if I'm right. He was out on the right for the times I was watching it. So there might be some people that watched a bit more of it. But he's looked really, really good, Billy. Have you watched any of Will Osula so far in this U21s?
I've not watched any of Denmark. I wish I had to do because he's had a really good tournament by all accounts, scoring goals, getting assists. I think we've got a bit of an asset on our hands here.
He's very He's a handful, I think is the right word. He's a really big handful because he's so physical. He made a few little inverted runs. He would run the line, but then sometimes he would drop in and they would play an inside pass and he'd be on that. They'd have to try and over commit to him. He looks a real handful. I appreciate it is at youth level, but he looks pretty versatile. He looks like he could definitely do a job on the right for us as well as a rotation option. So it's not going to hurt his chances at getting first team minutes if he can play in two positions.
I think, yeah. It's he's got the physicality, he's got the pace, he's got a few tricks. Once he develops a more of a what's the word I'm looking for here? More of an assassin sort of in front of goal kind of attribute.
Bit of finesse.
He's a full package, then, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a few people who get really angry when I say this, but he is still a bit raw. I get that he's 21. I get it, but he is still a little bit raw. But he's getting better. His game is getting cleaner, if that makes any sense. It's tidying up. It's just repetition, isn't it? And practice and skill. It's just one of those things. Chelsea, João Pedro. I've not really been involved in too much of this conversation, but I've heard it's a thing. I've heard it's kicking off. What's the crack with this? Have you heard much about it?
Apparently they're in the driving seat for him. And it just seems they're watching our shows and and taking notes of them and then going for the targets that you talk about. So maybe we should do a show on Jeff Hendrick or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the next signings are going to be Harry Maguire, Hamza Chowdhury. We're going to get Johnny Evans. We'll bring Vardy in on a free. Who else can we take that's going to tank the club?
There's a few. There's crap players around it now.
Some other news. We will probably address this in another transfer show. Possibly not today. Depends if we've got time. Javi Simmons.
Are we linked with him, are we?
German yeah, again, it's just dropped today, being linked from German sources, of all places.
Wow. I mean, he won't be cheap.
Marquee signing. It's from Sport Bild.
Would be a marquee signing. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was available on a free. I don't want to go and pay 60 mil for him now. Like, it's... I don't know. I've not watched him in the last 6 months, really, because... I thought that had died a death, and I've just not really kept tabs on him. I've not really watched Leipzig for a while either, so don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Anybody that's watched Leipzig recently, what are we thinking about Javi Simmons? Because he's going to cost like a lot of cheese. People are asking what his wage is. I mean, we'll get to that if we actually look at him on a show properly, but. John saying Romano's also just said we're going strong for João Pedro. I mean, do we think we're in a position where we can actually fight for the transfer? I've got a B in my room. That's not great, is it?
Well, I guess we can offer him first team football more regularly than Chelsea could. I mean, with their squad of billions and trillions of players, is he going to displace Cole Palmer? He's a similar kind of player. Will he play up front instead of Jackson? I guess he could do that role. So he's very versatile, isn't he? But I just think we can offer him more regular first team football. But I don't think we can offer him the wages they've got. And of course, then you've got the fictional, for me, London pool, which some players get quite attached to for some reason. And Liam Delap as well. I almost said Rory Delap then. Liam Delap.
Yeah, we don't want Rory on the books, Jesus.
So we'll scout them, Chelsea. Yeah, they're good at long throws. Or used to be.
Well, yeah. I can imagine he's still probably got a bit of a wand of a... Can you say that, a wand of a throw-in? Probably not. I'm going to say it anyway. So I've just had a look at Romano's Twitter. The last thing he's posted about João Pedro was 4 hours ago. Understand Chelsea have Brighton's João Pedro as one of the targets on their shortlist for this summer. Highly appreciated. Initial contacts took place to be in... Okay, I'll have to try and translate this because Romano's first language is not English. Initial contacts took place to be informed on situation as João can leave this summer. Newcastle already approached Brighton this week. So in his little tweet about Chelsea joining the race, he's referenced that we've made an approach. So does that mean we're still in the running? Don't know. It will depend on if he's got a location preference and wages, I would imagine. Surely we could offer him, we can offer him Champions League football and more minutes in the positions he prefers to play in. Unless he really wants to be a striker, then sorry, Zhao. It's a bit weird calling him Zhao by his first name. But yeah, he's definitely not going to displace Isak, but it'd be a good challenger for sure. So, what do we have next, guys? What do we have next? We have... I don't really want to talk about the Joe Linton thing. I don't want to breathe life into this. I think you were around yesterday when that got dropped. Yeah, there were some links. I think it was specifically from Alex Crook, who is a crook by name, crook by nature. He turned comments off on that tweet, so he was not able to do it. He was not able. You weren't able to reply to him or do anything because I think he knows he's just going to get jumped on because it's moronic claims. It really is. Where's this come from? Considering we've got some journalists like Craig Hope and Luke Edwards that have clearly got sources because they get a lot right. That's not come from anywhere else. Just Alex Crooks just plucked this out of thin air. So ludicrous that they get away with this type of journalism.
They just pulled it out of their arse, didn't they? I mean, literally.
Well, it's the same. Graham Burley and Alex Crook, they're both the same as each other, but I'm bored of talking about them constantly in transfer windows. It's just breathing life into absolute nonsense. So, shall we have a look at some centre halves, Billy?
Yeah, let's. We're definitely going to be after a centre half. And we've probably got 3 or 4 to look at, have we?
Well, we'll have a look at one that you referenced pre-show. I have done absolutely zero preparation on this lad, but you have stated that there has been links with him today, so we shall have a look. So you'll have to help me with the analysis on this one. You can have a crack at the FB reffing. Any knowledge about Thiago Jallo? Billy?
Not really, no.
I've had him linked on Football Manager and FIFA quite regularly, but I don't remember watching him specifically. So this is all going to be data reading. So sorry, guys, if you want a more educated opinion, it's not the place at the moment.
Another Portuguese centre-half you need to be linked with.
Well, I mean, if we break this down with a bit of logic, let's have a look at what we've got in front of us. So he's a 6'3" centre-half. It seems to be the standard height for a centre-half nowadays. Everybody seems to be 6'3". He is 25 years old, so a good age. He's not sort of a young 21 to 23-year-old. He's sort of almost baked. He's ready. Wages, €28,000 a week. So again, that's something that we could enormously improve on. Contract expires June 2026. A year left on his contract. So probably a more financially achievable transfer for somebody that, considering we've just looked at this first bit, looks okay, looks solid. Where are his minutes? Something's gone wrong there. We'll have to check. Has he been injured? Has there been a problem? Has he been out of favour? Don't know. We'll investigate together. But he's made some Europa League minutes, 600 minutes in Portugal. Don't know where the rest of the minutes have gone. Let's scroll down and have a look at the data. It is only 590 minutes worth of data, guys. So please take your pinches of salt and use them, because this is not a good sample size. This is also based on the Portuguese division, which is not in the big 5 leagues. So please take the greens very, very carefully. It's not going to be bang on. That being said, if we actually look at the numbers, they're okay. A shot per game from a centre-half is good, clearly used in set pieces, unless he's a bit of a sneaky Fabian Schär and likes a 30-yard punt. Shot creating actions is quite nice as well. Again, I've not seen enough of him to know where that's from. Are they funky line-breaking passes? Are they nods down from corners? Not sure. We'd have to go and do some digging. I would imagine it's probably the latter, because finding wizard centre-halves is not very common. Pass metrics are impressive. He tries nearly 76 passes a game and completes most of them with just under a 94% completion accuracy. Good passer of the ball, clearly. However, Porto are one of the strongest teams in Portugal. Highly technically gifted squad. Much better than most of the other teams in the league. So you've got to be careful with this data. But it is really good. We can only read what's in front of us. It looks really positive. Progressive passes is solid. And carries is really, really solid as well. Clearly quite gifted at bringing the ball out and into midfield. I think we should probably go and have a look at what maybe Fabian Shares is, just for a nice little comparison. So we'll do that in a minute. Tackles, really high, nearly 2 per game. And then the rest of it's really low. I'm really disappointed by that aerials one, that statistic there. 6'3", man. Head the ball.
But having said that, they are in a very kind of possession and superior side to most sides in that league, I guess.
That is true.
Do they do a lot of defending?
Again, maybe I'm being dirty on him. Maybe that's not actually his fault, but it still it sets off alarm bells for me. Is it that the opposition are just never flicking the ball up to him versus the opponent, so it's contested? Who knows? Don't know. Again, we'll have to do some more digging. And that being said, this is a very small sample size. It's only off 600 minutes, so some of this could be maybe some of his better games. Who knows? Before we carry on, we will just do some super chats because I'm just conscious I've missed a few. So we've got Truls, 20 Norwegian kroner. Hope Wilson doesn't sign a new contract. Thank you, Truls. I don't want to phrase it like that because I do like Callum Wilson. But I'm just going to say it in a polite way. It's time.
I don't think he will. I think if he was going to sign, I think he would have.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the other day. He did an interview somewhere. He was on some kind of panel on some sofa. I don't know if it was a morning show or something. I don't know what he was on. And he referenced sort of ending it before your legs have given up or something. I can't remember exactly what analogy
he wants to leave football before football leaves him or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was it. I don't know if that's indicative of the decision he's making or already made. I don't know. But thank you, Trolls. We've got iRoper, who is been a member for 20 months. I see Chelsea have been copying Howe's homework again, getting Pedro now. Do they even have a scouting division? No, Todd Bowley just watches this channel, clearly. Brian J. Quinn, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Conrad Harder was impressive. Did I get duped, or is that a player?
I think he is a player, yeah. But
he was impressive. Not anymore. What's wrong with him? Any stats on him, State? I don't know who that is, so I don't know every footballer, unfortunately. If we get linked, we'll have a look. But again, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Channel Right, thank you for your £2 super chat. Alex, can you let the bee outside? Well, no, because then I've got to leave Billy on his own. I think it's stopped now. It's gone somewhere. No, I can still hear it. It's fine. As long as it doesn't sting me, we'll be all right. Dean Stabler. Jury's out on that one. £5 super chat. Mackham's away on my birthday. My TTR hoodie and Grabby Granny Cup just arrived for Father's Day. Oi, oi. Fantastic. Well done.
There used to be a quarterback.
We need some pictures.
There used to be a quarterback in the NFL called Kenny Stabler. I know that's how it's pronounced, Stabler.
We'll go with Stabler. Dean Stabler. Put some pictures on Twitter. Get them up though. Want to see the merch. Mackham's away. When are we playing them away? That is December.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we've also got a super chat from Toon Assassin, $10. I'm not sure what type of dollars that is. I think it's probably Americans. I know there's lots of flavors of dollars. Players going to other clubs is not another club's problem. It's a Newcastle procrastinating problem. We wait, we miss out. Club to blame is Newcastle. Every damn window, nothing has changed. I see Toon Assassin has had a fantastic day and is in a great mood. To be fair, Toon Assassin, we've had 3 very frustrating windows behind this one of cleaning up shop or cleaning up house, whatever the phrase is. So yeah, I can see why you're a bit frustrated. We had a chat the other night, Billy, about maybe we're going to try and pull the trigger on something before this PSR window shuts, if it suits. If it doesn't, we might make our signings after the PSR deadline, just so it goes into next year. My voice holds for the rest of the show.
I think we're in a position to kind of take advantage of the PSR rules as other clubs did with us last year. We've balanced the books now by all accounts, and we could take advantage of clubs who haven't. So I think we could be making signings around before that deadline comes. I think it's July the 1st, isn't it? So look out for June the 31st and June the 30th. 30th, not 31st. Wait, when is that? 30th of June.
Let's say we're not going to be making any signings on June the 31st, Billy.
So look, keep it alert for that kind of time, because clubs that are in trouble, the West Hams, the Villas, they're the kind of clubs who will be burgling for their top talent, I imagine.
I mean, I said the other night, keep your eyes peeled for the final 3 to 4 days of June, because I think that's when we might strike, as this B's going to as well.
And
if we don't,
panic will set in. Panic will set in. There's no doubt about it. But if they can't get rid of players, but if they can't get rid of players, they can't. No, but I mean, as it gets towards the end of the deadline, and players, teams aren't able to sell players to clear this PSR thing, then the price will start to come down, and you can pick up some bargains.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the moment, everything seems crazy inflated. Every player that we look at seems to be 50 mil, 60 mil, 40 mil, like even an opening bid. Everything's like through the roof at the moment. So hang on, we'll just pull that off before we continue, because we've got more to go through. Peter C, thank you for your $9.99 super chat. Alex, have you sorted your tattooist yet? Pure Ink, they've got 3 studios in Newcastle City Centre. Got my sleeve booked for Sunday. I haven't, but I will keep that in mind. What are they called? Pure Ink. I'll definitely have a look, because I think I'm coming up next month and the month after, so I'll be up in the northeast a little bit this summer. I didn't actually come the other day because the work client cancelled, so I wasn't able to come up. But yeah, I'll definitely bear that in mind. I need to get it drafted up first. So, and then thank you very much, Martin, for becoming a YouTube member. Much appreciated. There we go. We've done all of our admin, Billy. So, shall we continue on Mr. Thiago Giallo?
Yes. Let's see what else he's got in the bag.
We've got some similar players, apparently. Again, I'd take this with a massive pinch of salt. Because it is against the men's next 14 leagues, we're going to get some strange links. We've got Diamande from Sporting is in this list. Ethan Ampadu at Leeds is also in the list. Oh, I did forget to put that back up. My mistake.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We've done it now.
Fine, it's done. Diamande and Ampadu is on the stat match list. And if we scroll down and have a look at career to date, he's played. Ooh, does he know Big Sven? He might know Sven Botman.
Well, he was certainly there. He was certainly there at the time, wasn't he? So,
when did they win the league? Was it? It was that year.
Yeah, it
wasn't that long ago that we signed Sven. When did we sign Sven?
Yeah, but he played the Champions League year after. Yeah, he played the Champions League season for them, which would have been the season after, and then came to us in 22-23. So he definitely would have been playing with Sven. Looks like he may have been his centre back partner. If it's started 26
I'll double check that. They might have played together. I can't remember time frames. How long have we had Sven? 3 seasons? 2?
Well, yeah, it was the season after the Champions League season, wasn't it? So 22-23.
Yeah, so last season,
24-25, he was recovering from his knee injury. The season before that, he had his knee injury, and the season before that was his first season.
God, has he been that long already? Wow. Maybe it has. I don't quite know what happened here with 23-24 at Juventus and made 1 appearance for 17 minutes. I do feel like we're going to have to go get a transfer mark page open, because I have a feeling he was quite broken, maybe. It's very, very possible.
Yeah, let's have up his injury record.
Oh, how'd you spell his name?
DJ
Giallo. Is that going to find him? Thiago Giallo, there he is. So let's bring him up. So we're looking at injury history for this bloke is going to be important.
Pages? No, it doesn't be a lot.
Well, yeah, but there's a big one there. So there you go. That explains the minutes.
Yeah, out with the cruciate ligament. Yeah.
It does not explain why he's not played that much this season, though. So Martin's saying that he was on the bench a lot and not included in the squad. I mean, yeah, weird. That's concerning.
Who are Porto centre-backs now? I mean, are they Diamande Sporting, isn't he? So,
I mean, we can have a look.
Silva's Benfica.
Why is Porto not coming up with any results? Is SofaScore having a bit of a meltdown? Okay, let's put SofaScore in a timeout because they clearly don't know what they're talking about. Who's in Porto's squad right now? Who are they? Who is he fighting with? Oh God, they're in the Club World Cup. So let's go towards the back end of the season. It is Fernandez, Pedro, Marcano. Lots of red cards towards the back end of last season, either for Porto. So
apparently, Fox says he's a bit of a party animal.
A bit of a party animal. Wow. It's FC Porto. I mean, it's Porto. Come on, it's Porto. What is going on with all these red cards? Honestly, whenever we look at either South American leagues or sometimes the Portuguese league, it looks like this. And yeah, they have gone to the Club World Cup. I wonder if he's gone. Is he gone? Oh, they're playing into Miami on the 19th. Did he play in this game? Let's have a look. Palmeiras against Porto. He didn't. Did he get taken? Pepe still there. Is he not even? Did he not even go?
Probably not even gone. No?
That is the right team, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know, guys. To be honest with you, we'll bin that one off, and you can see what happens when we haven't done research on a player. We've got no idea what we're talking about. I'm not too keen on this one, to be perfectly honest with you. Massive injury, hasn't played a lot this season. There's a few rumors in the chat about certain things with the player. There's not a lot of data to go on. However, I've not seen him play. So again, you kind of got to do that first before you put the nail in the coffin. But the first impressions of the data does not fill me with joy. So
too many red flags for me. Yeah,
I mean, Fox is saying Thiago banned, as in Nomas, get out of the club. What do you mean he's banned? What's he done? Is he that bad? He can't be that bad. Shall we have a look at a different centre half?
Let's look at one that's more realistic. So whoever put that, I think it was an Italian journalist put up on X, and they generally ain't great, are they, the Italian journalists, for reliability?
Most certainly not. I kind of want to have a look. I mean, I'd like to have a look at Van Heck and Diamande again, because they are the big ones that have been talked about recently. I've not really heard any murmurs of Mark Gahey in the last week, 2 weeks. Have you?
No, not at all. None whatsoever.
It's all gone quiet. So, I mean, we're going to talk about a couple of the other ones, because these players are 100% linked. If you've seen any other centre halves that have been linked in the last sort of week, give us a shout. But I've not seen any decent links apart from what we've done at the moment. So, Jan-Paul Van Hecker, or Van Heck, however we're supposed to say his name, I've made it absolutely no secret that he is my first choice option for a centre half to come in. I think he's perfect fit for the club in terms of attitude, technical ability, physicality. He's just going to cost quite a lot. So, is there maybe a hidden gem that we could sign that could be good? Yeah, there is, but I don't know who that is. So I'm going with a more obvious choice, and I do really like Jan-Paul Van Hecker. So he is 25 years old. He's on £50,000 a week, and with only 2 years left on his contract. 1 goal and 1 assist with 3,000 minutes for Brighton. We've played against him. He's been a nightmare. He is the one, if people remember, made Anthony Gordon lose his rag, and he did punch him. So he is that guy. Statistically, you can trust this data because it's 3,000 minutes worth of data in the Premier League. So it's definitely how this fella plays. Passing-wise, he tries about 70 passes a game with an 88% pass completion rate. He does try a lot of the sexier passes, so maybe can justify the fact it's a little bit lower. He does get 6.94 progressive passes per 90, which is in the top 2% for his position, which is fantastic. He is one of the best at line-breaking passes, progressive passes, sexy long balls. He knows how to do them. He's very competent at bringing the ball out as well. His progressive carries is really tidy. Carrying it over long distances as a centre-half is a really good skill to have. Aerials 1 is really solid as well. 73rd percentile for that. I absolutely love this guy, Billy. I think he fits our team like a glove. I think me, you and Paul talked about this. I think Sam was in agreement as well. Sven Botman, a fully fit Sven Botman, next to this lad is, well, absolute brick wall. You're not getting through that.
100%. Yeah, he's an excellent
Passing
defender.
quality, physicality.
Excellent defender. Yeah, he's in his shit house as well, isn't he? He'd be a fan's favourite within a minute of walking through the door.
I think he would, yeah.
At the moment, he's kind of the opposite, isn't he? Any team that he doesn't play for. And he has got pace.
Too slow.
You know, he's pacey. Van Eyck is pacey. It's
he gave Anthony Gordon an absolute nightmare.
Lewis Dung's the one that's slow.
Right, he's old. On this list as well, you've got Mickey van der Ven, Levi Colwell, who, despite his absolute horror show in an England shirt the other week, he's typically a good player. Malik Chow as well, if that's still how you say his name, is on the list, who we were heavily linked with previously. You've also got Pavlovic there, which we have briefly looked at. He went to Milan a little bit later.
And all those centre halves have pace. So why are they kind of saying that he's similar to them?
Exactly.
He's not got pace.
Exactly. So NAC Breda in the Eredivisie, in Heerenveen as well, Heerenveen, however you're supposed to say that. A year in Blackburn, and then went to Brighton. And he's definitely done the journey. He's done the bit. He's played in the Netherlands. He got 30 starts, 31 appearances in the Championship. Did well enough. Got a transfer to a Premier League team. And did the hard grind. He put in 2,300 minutes the season before last, and the one that's just finished 3,000 minutes. So he's got good Premier League experience. He's a good age now. I think he's ready. I think Brighton they wouldn't particularly want to lose him, but I'm not sure they would mind based on the culture of the club and their style of trying to sell players. Do you think Brighton would be fine letting him go and just do the whole recycle recruit?
Yeah, but they wouldn't adequately compensate, I would imagine, because they do on every transfer fee they sell. So don't think it'd be cheap. But having said that, I think it'd be cheaper than a lot of the other options.
What is your gut feeling on fee for this?
45 to 50 tops. We want to go above that.
I don't know. I feel like they would definitely ask for more,
potentially.
But there's 2 years left on his contract. So I agree with you. I think if they're asking for more than 50, we have to walk away because But at what point do we just swallow our pride and put up some money? Because everybody's quoting crazy figures for everybody at the moment. Yeah,
maybe that's what the club is kind of keeping the council close to the chest. They're waiting for the market to come down a little bit. Maybe it will after July, after the beginning of July. Maybe that's what they're kind of banking on. But I guess time will be the proof of that.
Shall we have a look at Diamande?
Usman. Yeah, let's have a little look at him.
So this is the other chap that's been, I think, primarily pushed by Luke Edwards. Luke Edwards has floated his name in the general media stratosphere recently. I think he's been the only one, though. I've not read anyone else that's put his name forward. I think it's just Luke Edwards. So I could be wrong on that. However, it's a fair link. It's a fair link. He does fit the criteria. I'm not so sure on this one. I don't know. Just on previous recruitment and transfer history, I don't know. This feels like very much more like a Chelsea signing than an us signing. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's got the Badiashile Dizazi type about it, but 21 years of age, nowhere near his peak potential yet. Nowhere near it. And he also has the African nations, which isn't a great thing for us, I guess. And when they piss off the January.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I think we talked about this the other night that everybody ums and ahs about the AFCON, but Mo Salah goes away to it, and it doesn't seem to affect Liverpool too much.
No.
But yeah, having a backline player disappear, if he's very important as well, especially when is it next season? Is it going to be in January?
I think so. And Ivory Coast generally go very deep into it, don't they? The defending champions, of course. So yeah, I mean, Egypt, I think, were knocked out in the first round this year. So maybe that's why they didn't miss Salah so much.
I mean, Champions League next season, lots of fixtures. Do we want maybe one of our top choice centre halves disappearing for a month straight after the most congested month of the season? What if we've got other injuries at centre back? It's going to get a bit sweaty, isn't it? So,
and I know the professional footballers, but if you've got a tournament coming up, like the equivalent of our Euros, are you really putting it in December for a January tournament? I don't think it's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. There are a few red flags with it, but he's a fantastic player.
And yeah, I mean, okay,
nowhere near his potential.
Devil's advocate. Let's talk about the positives because there are many. I don't know why we don't have much data on him on FBref. So sorry, guys, but he is tall. He is an athlete. He's very athletic. He's got power. He's got pace. He is a monster. He's also quite technically gifted. He does typically play in a back three for Sporting. He's been there for a couple of years now. I think he's won the league 2 years on the trot. He's got Champions League experience. He's got a winner's mentality. So he ticks so many boxes for us in terms of what we want. Again, 2,500 minutes last season with 2 goals. 750 minutes in the Champions League is enormous experience for somebody that's not even 22. He's still 21 years old.
I've got to point you to Peter McCardle's comment here. He says the AFCON starts 18th of December and goes through to the middle of January.
That's even worse.
Absolutely not.
That's terrible.
That's a ridiculous time to start a tournament.
Yeah, that is. If they want to do that, fine. But for specifically the club that we love, that we're thinking about, I would prefer we do what's best for Newcastle United. And this guy is going to be expensive. So I appreciate it's only one season out of many, but all right, let's go down and have a look at the data, shall we? Again, use it with a pinch of salt because it is in the Portuguese league, so it is the next 14 competitions. So we'll just have a look at numbers generally. Shot total, 1 per game, possibly from set pieces. Pass completion is really, really good. 75 passes attempted per game with a much higher passing accuracy than we looked at from a couple of the previous options. Potentially doesn't play a lot of the dangerous passes. The progressive passes is a lot lower, less than 3 per 90, bottom 50th percentile in that regard. Defensive metrics are, they're right. They're fine. Again, it's Sporting. They're the champions. He's not going to probably fare massively in some of these stats, but his aerials is really high. That's fine. So he's very, very competent there. And if we go and have a look at players that are similar, it is only going to be players outside the Big 5 leagues linked to this. It's going to be the other 14, so it's not really going to give us too much to go with. You've got blooming Shane Duffy and Struijk on there from Leeds as well, which is probably not a great point of reference to most. Career to date is like we've said. Sporting, back-to-back league titles, 2,100 minutes and 2,500 minutes. He's been ever present, so it is good. Very, very good data. We won't go into any more detail on him because I don't think we're going to get him.
No. I
genuinely think this has got Chelsea or Man City or someone written all over it for me. I don't think City would pull the trigger because I think they've gone in a completely different direction this year. But I just don't think we go for a Diamande type of player, especially with the AFCON thing as well.
I mean, Chelsea could, they could wear him going away in December because they've got that many centre halves kicking around, haven't they? Not many of them have really been good signings from them. Badia, Sheila and Disasi, for me, have been disastrous signings. We looked at those, didn't we, heavily in the season they came to Chelsea.
Yeah, Tosan and Disasi, we looked at them in great detail, and obviously Chelsea went and snapped them up. So maybe we just need to pretend we're pushing on this guy and Chelsea will go and make the purchase. Centre-half wise, I've seen a lot of other comments in the chat about sort of Scalvini and a few other players that have been mentioned. There's just not it's not really any links. It is really quiet. It's the same, just general group of players that have been banded around. It's the Premier League proven, plus a couple of foreign talent sort of smattered around in there. Yeah, there's no crazy interesting stuff. I don't know about you, Billy, though, but I am very, very excited for this new Premier League season. I think there's really interesting talent at other clubs as well, which is going to make this a really cool season. I appreciate that maybe most people want us to be the best and be smashing it, and they don't want other clubs to get signings. But I don't mind other clubs having interesting players because it makes for a more interesting season, right? You want to watch other games as well. And I love football generally. So I think Florian Wirtz is very, very interesting at Liverpool. We've looked at him many a times on transfer shows, and he's an absolutely magical player, as is Ryan Cherky as well at Man City. Loads of people turning their nose up at Ryan Cherky over the last 2 years when we've done him on transfer shows. A lot of people citing the fact that he wasn't doing very well. Fulham didn't want him, or didn't get him. And now he's at Man City. So if Pep has said yes, I feel like that's at least a bit of a gold star there for he's good enough if Pep says yes to a player like that. And he's probably, I think he could be the most exciting player in the league next year, possibly.
Well, I'll tell you what it does. It may free Phil Foden to have the sort of season he usually has, because the two of them are going to be swapping around and going to be impossible to mark. Cherky swapping with Foden on the right, and Cherky then come back into the middle, doing the De Bruyne bit. They're going to be a good side to watch attacking wise, certainly.
Did you see was it France Spain last week, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Ryan Cherky came on and picked the game up by the scruff of his neck, and he basically got the entire France team back into it just himself with goals and assists. He is that kind of player where it doesn't matter what his teammates are doing. If he's had his Weetabix, you're going to win the game. He's got very Eden Hazard vibes about him. That if he's,
I was going to say Ben Arthur for me. He's like maybe an updated version, an upgraded version of Ben Arthur, which it's hard to say on a Newcastle channel, but he's that good.
Well, he's had a couple of comments about winning the Ballon d'Or, and he wants to kill Manchester United and all of this. So he seems quite a character. So
I love him. Then
yes, could be quite interesting. What day are we today, guys? We are Wednesday, so we're slowly gathering steam towards the end of not the window, but the end of this PSR cycle, because we are strangely slotted between two PSR cycles. So we are expecting things to start to pick up towards the end of this month. And
the Germans and 21's already won up against England, by the way, after 3 minutes.
Oh, bloody hell. Damn it. Is Tino starting?
No, he's on the bench. He's resting him.
That'll be why then. That's the only reason. Let's just make sure I haven't missed the last ones. We have a super chat from Ian Toon Trader 199. I miss the old days when Billy played his guitar. Where's the guitar, Billy?
It's around somewhere.
Maybe we'll get it out for a new feature.
I'm not sure. I think Paul Gallant's got the monopoly on that these days.
Yeah, we won't.
The goal comes exactly where Tino would have been defending. Orling Jr. just isn't in the picture. Strange enough.
Foxy there with an interesting comment. Reminds me of Nasri. Will be interesting to see how he gets on with Pep, because he fell out with Nasri very quickly.
I mean, personality-wise, are they the same? I'm not sure.
I feel like. Do you mean in terms of play style? Because I feel like Ryan Cherky's a completely different player to Nasri, but yeah, he does seem to have a funny attitude, but yeah, we'll see. But please make sure, guys, before you disappear, make sure you have hit the subscribe button so you can come back and see future shows. Make sure you've liked the show. It does wonders for the channel, and you can also become a member, donate if you want to. You can even do that after the show's finished as well. So if you do fancy doing that, it is an option. Make sure that you do check out Mammary Records, which is top left, top right. There is a link in the description. You can check out the shop in real life in Whitley Bay if you want to go and have a chat with Steve and buy some cool merchandise. But you can, again, if you click the link that's in the description, have a look at the website. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight. So mods as well, donators, everybody who's contributed to the conversation. Thank you, Billy, for joining me and supporting this. And we will hopefully see Paul on the next show as well, and we'll go and see what he's up to, because I have no idea. I think he's busy.
And don't forget the Football Content Awards as well.
Football Content Awards. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, I did almost forget. Football Content Awards. I don't know if Paul's put something in the description. Fingers crossed he has. We have been voted, or you can vote for us in the Football Content Creator Awards. So we have been selected as part of that. Please make sure, what is the category we need to be in? Best Premier League
content
creator?
Best
yeah,
content
Premier League
content creator. Premier League, yeah.
Yeah, that is the category that we want to be in, not a podcast. We are absolutely not a podcast. We do general videos. We do everything live, typically in the evenings with you guys. It's not just a pre-recorded podcast. That's not what this is at all. Everything's done with you guys live. So, yeah, make sure you do click, if it's down there, hopefully it is, for the Football Content Creator Awards and vote for the Toon review. So best content creator, Premier League. Julie's put it in there. Thank you very much, Julie. Yeah, that is the one we want to be in. So make sure you go and show some love. And yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Until next time, take care, everyone.
Yeah, away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out some green.